It's taken about a month for the House to elect a new speaker. But funnily enough, most people don't really know much about the man who finally won it all. So who is Mike Johnson? Here's what you need to know. First, a quick little recap about how we got here. First, we had Kevin McCarthy as speaker, but he got because hardline Republicans were unhappy with him over things like negotiating with the Democrats over the government budget.
I do not regret negotiating. Our government is designed to find compromise. I don't regret my efforts to build coalitions and find solutions. I was raised to solve problems, not create them.
Then we thought it'd be Steve Scalise voted in, but
Here with my colleagues that I'm withdrawing my name as a candidate for the speaker designee.
okay, but then we were sure it would be Jim Jordan voted in.
I think we'll get 217 votes.
But then Jordan lost the vote 3 separate times, and in a sudden curveball, Representative Mike Johnson was made the GOP's nominee on Tuesday.
On behalf of the House Republican Conference, I rise today to nominate the gentleman from Louisiana, Mike Johnson, as Speaker of the People's House.
Received 220 votes on the first round of voting, and was voted in as Speaker of the House on Wednesday.
The total number of votes cast is 429, of which the Honorable Mike Johnson of the state of Louisiana has received 220 votes. Therefore, the Honorable Mike Johnson of the state of Louisiana, having received a majority of the votes cast, is duly elected Speaker of the House of Representatives for the 118th Congress.
The divided party has finally united behind Johnson. His past as a constitutional lawyer appeals to moderate Republicans, and his far-right views endear him to some of the hardline GOP members. This includes former President Donald Trump, who wholeheartedly endorses Johnson.
Mike Johnson is doing very well. He's a tremendous congressman, respected by everybody.
Additionally, Johnson is the most inexperienced speaker to be elected in more than 100 years. He's only been in Congress for 7 years, and he's only taken on minor leadership roles. Some say this may be to his advantage, as he hasn't had the time to make as many enemies as some of the previous candidates. Multiple Congress people interviewed by The Messenger and other media outlets claimed not to know Johnson personally, and some didn't even recognize him before his nomination. That being said, one of the things Johnson is most known for is his staunch position as a 2020 election denier. Following the election, Johnson spearheaded an amicus brief signed by more than 100 House Republicans, which backed a Texas lawsuit trying to invalidate the 2020 presidential election result. But Biden doesn't seem too concerned about Johnson's potential impact on 2024 election results.
Republicans just elected Mike Johnson of Louisiana as the Speaker of the House. Johnson advocated conspiracy theories about voting machines and a rigged election in 2020. He encouraged his colleagues to join a lawsuit to invalidate the results of 4 states. So if you win re-election in 2024, are you worried that a Speaker Johnson would again attempt to overturn the election?
No. Because he can't, look, just like I was not worried that the last guy would be able to overturn the election. They had about 60 lawsuits and all the way to the Supreme Court, and every time they lost. I understand the Constitution.
Johnson has historically aligned with Trump's policies, including supporting Trump's travel ban on Muslim countries and his building of a border wall with Mexico. He currently supports several policies that would increase security at the border and dismiss many pending asylum cases. Johnson is also extremely anti-abortion.
The founders, the ones who put this country together, recognize that life was sacred because it is given to us by our Creator, by God.
Not only does he support a nationwide ban on abortion, but he has previously supported, quote, marches for life and has consistently proposed anti-abortion legislation. Johnson has been given an A+ rating on the issue by the pro-life nonprofit Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America, stating that he has voted consistently to defend the lives of the unborn and infants. Johnson has also been vocal against LGBTQ+ rights.
In the mid-2000s, he wrote in an op-ed in the Shreveport Times that homosexuality is, quote, an inherently unnatural and dangerous lifestyle that would lead to legalized pedophilia.
He currently supports a bill that would ban discussions of sexual orientation or gender identity at any institution that receives federal funds. He also opposes gender-affirming care for minors. And notably, as the November 17th deadline for a government budget looms, Johnson supports an increase of the retirement age to 69, as well as private market competition to government Social Security. Johnson's first move as Speaker was to affirm American support for Israel and condemnation of Hamas amid the current conflict in the Middle East. The measure was overwhelmingly approved, 420 to 10.
We want our allies around the world to know that this body of lawmakers is reporting again to our duty stations. Let the enemies of freedom around the world hear us loud and clear. The People's House is back in business.